Okay, so we're here with Robert Brown in the studio, and first of all, I'd like to ask you, why have you decided to record an album?
Well, after Bear Force One, I had a lot of songs going through my head, and I thought this would be the best opportunity to actually get them out. So I started recording the album.
And what about the music itself? Is it anything like Bear Force One, or?
It's probably, no, it's not. That's as far away from Bear Force One, probably. It's like very electronic, but it's slightly darker.
Why did you take the decision to move away from Bear Force One?
Because, well, I was doing this sort of stuff before I went to Bear Force One, so it seemed logical to return to it.
Fantastic. And what would you say to your potential listeners? How would you describe the album itself?
Good beats, electronic, big harmonies, somewhat complicated in areas, but enjoyable. It's a bit of a journey.
Fantastic. Sounds great. So tell us a little bit about Robert Brown. Who is he exactly?
Oh my God, you're asking the wrong person. I have no idea. It changes every hour, you know.
And can you give us a little bit of an ad-lib on the piano?
Oh dear God.
Maestro?
Ha! Do that bit again. If I ever try to leave you, would I be here today? That's it. That's not on the album.
So Robert, who would you say your influences were?
I have a lot of influences, but the main influence I would say would be Gary Newman, Vangelis, and Kraftwerk, definitely. With a bit of David Bowie and everything really. But anything that's steeped in sort of heavy electronica, sort of what speaks to me, you know.
So it's like 80s style type music?
But you could say, well, I was an 80s child or an 80s teenager, and to a certain extent that stays with you as you get older. When you're in a studio environment and you've got access to every sound in the world, the sounds that I find myself most attracted to tend to be the big Moogs and the ARPs and the 80s synthesizers. And obviously Graham's a lot of plugins, and we used a lot of 80s sounds on the album, but it's not an album that's retro. It's very much thinking ahead, so hopefully you'll like it.
Fantastic. So would you say you've got something new to offer those listeners out there and those bands from Bear Force One?
Well, yeah, I mean, I loved Bear Force One. Bear Force One were incredible, and hopefully the people that enjoyed Bear Force One will come along for this one as well, but it's not the same sort of thing, you know. There's a lot of harmonies and big vocals, but it's tunes. It's not like a lot of auto-tuning and a lot of robot stuff, you know. It's very soulful, but electronic as well.
Excellent.
And that in itself is a bit different, because electronic music can tend to be a bit cold and sterile, whereas this isn't at all.
Mm-hmm. So would you say your music's quite organic and with a modern twist?
I would say, truthfully, it didn't maybe start out to be like that, but as the album's progressed, it certainly has become, you know, it's a bit of a journey. Yep. And it's warm and it's soulful.
Fantastic. So are you happy with what you've done so far?
I'm over the moon with it. It's just taken a long time to get it done, you know. Mm-hmm. But like everything, when you write it from scratch, it takes a long time.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you very much, Liz.
And we'll be speaking to you soon.
Not a problem.